Ladies and gents, ladies and gents, ladies and gents. Oh my god. DC is back. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you know, of course, I am talking about James Gunn's Creature Commandos. Creature Commandos is the first entry into the long awaited reboot of the DC universe. Written and directed, of course, by the one and only James Gunn, Creature Commandos takes us into another story kind of similar to the Suicide Squad. We find ourselves in a situation where we have a group of villains or a group of people that are put on, a very dangerous mission that not just any type of group could do. Whether it involves saving the world, ending it, God knows what, Amanda Waller is no longer allowed to use human beings after the events of the Suicide Squad. So of course the next best thing would be to grab some creatures or monsters. Yeah, creatures. And if there's one thing that I have to say that I just absolutely love, not just about this show, but about James Gunn, is he truly knows how to work with an ensemble cast. I don't just mean that with like a big group of just like a couple main characters, and then you've got your other people that you work with, extras and all that. I mean, like, he has a specific set crew of characters of like 5 or more, and he's able to write specific backstory and character development for every single one of these characters in an 8-episode series. I mean, it's just as good as Guardians of the Galaxy and everything else that he's really good at doing. And while, yes, I liked some of the things from Zack Snyder's universe, I mean, it had its ups and downs. We had Man of Steel, which was pretty great. Dawn of Justice Definitive Edition, that was a good one. Kind of. Also had The Flash, which I actually really liked that movie. I have a poster in the other corner of my room right now. A lot of people hated on that movie, but I thought it was pretty good. The first Aquaman was enjoyable. Somewhat. Yeah, I don't really know that there's a lot of projects from the original DC Universe that I could say I enjoyed quite as much as I enjoyed Creature Commandos. That being said, I'm not here to shit on Zack Snyder because I really did like the Zack Snyder's cut of the Justice League and a few of the other things he did. It was just unfortunately all a really jumbled mess. And with the start of this new DC universe, so far all we've really gotten has been Peacemaker, Suicide Squad, and Creature Commandos, which are all James Gunn. While Peacemaker and the Suicide Squad were kind of coming out during the transition, they are still canon because there are certain things that are talked about in Creature Commandos in this season that James Gunn himself has said that if he mentions, that is now canon to his new universe. So if he's had mentions of moments from the Suicide Squad and moments from Peacemaker, therefore making those canon into the storyline. But I'm sure we'll get a couple nods and hints to a couple things from Zack Snyder's universe. I mean, there's a couple salvageable things. Not that much, but there's a couple salvageable things. Now, I don't want to go into too much detail because you just got to watch the show and see it unfold as it goes, but it's basically just think of Suicide Squad, but with creatures. But there are some really cool hints to things. Cersei, powerful sorceress, hints at, the sons and daughters of Themyscira, and Wonder Woman hints. I don't think they're going to bring Gal Gadot or any of those old actors back for their counterpart roles, but it is very exciting that they had a couple cameos of that and hinting at things pretty distant out there in the universe pretty early on as well. Overall, I think I want to give Creature Commandos Season 1 probably a solid 8 or 8.5. There's a couple things here and there that I think could have done a bit better, maybe a little bit of the pacing. Not in the way of slow pacing. A couple episodes felt a little too fast paced. For me, bits and pieces of G.I. Robot's episode or even Dr. Phosphorus's episode felt a little rushed, but they're the best episodes of the whole entire season for me. I feel like there are bits that felt a little bit rushed, maybe for that 22-minute runtime that they usually have for these episodes, but either way, it was still really, really good. And of course, I don't want to give it a perfect score right away because it's kind of hard for me to give some things perfect scores. Only my favorite movies and a couple other things get perfect scores. But maybe my opinion will change for the worse or for the better as more seasons come along and more DC projects come out. But honestly, for James Gunn's first entry into his new universe and showing us what he's going to give us, I'm quite fucking excited and I cannot wait for Superman in July. And as always, If it's Seb approved, I hope you like it.